Yeah, this is the first video that I'm going to be posting under, no, I guess not. But anyway, I'm going to be posting this under my Not StuffBot account and not under my Darwin's Hamster account. I've listened to Austrolibertarian give a discussion about being able to discriminate based on any characteristic, and it raises a question in my mind. And if you're familiar with some of my other videos, you'll know I've been accused of being a racist, and yet when we actually enter into these discussions, I find myself, I would say, appalled by the idea of permitting discrimination, but I also think it is so far from happening that when I think about it, it doesn't disturb me very much. But I do have a question, and it isn't a trick question, and I don't know what I'm going to do with the answer once I hear it, if anything, but I am curious. A few years ago, Denny's, the restaurant, was sued for discriminating against blacks. And of course they denied it. But the evidence was that if there were some blacks that came in to be seated and then some whites that came in to be seated, the whites would be seated first. And the blacks would be ignored, often with the result that they'd just leave. So the evidence showed there was discrimination going on. Now, in your world where you're permitted to serve who you wish and not who you don't wish, I'm curious if you feel any obligation to be honest about it. In other words, is what Denny's did acceptable? They said they weren't discriminating, but in fact the evidence showed they were. Are we going to permit them to have that behavior? Or is it wrong for them to have that behavior? Now somebody would say, why would anyone choose to discriminate against customers that are going to come in and pay money and are going to leave if you don't? Well, obviously Denny's did, so there's something more to understand here than the very frequent arguments that I'm hearing of why would anybody or why would I? There we go. Thank you.